Hello, everybody, and welcome to Political Science 1018 Introduction to American Government. I'm your professor for the course, Dr. Dirk Horn, and this is an introduction video that will explain some of the assignments and the course process. I hope that you've all watched the course navigation video. If you haven't, please stop what you're doing now and watch that video, as you'll need to watch that video before you watch this. But if you've watched the navigation video, you know how the course website is set up. But this video is to explain some more of the assignments a little more in detail, okay? Um, First of all, you'll have weekly discussion forums, right? Those will consist of you making one initial forum post by Wednesday of 11:59 p.m. of each week. That initial post will answer the discussion forum prompt. If you've ever done any online class, you're going to be familiar with this. It's set up just like every other discussion forum, right? You'll also have to make two follow-up posts by Saturday, 11:59 p.m. For each week's discussion forum. The initial discussion forum post needs to be about 250 words. You will get dinged if it's not about 250 words. It needs to be pretty substantive. The follow-up should be about 150 each post, right? And the follow-ups, you can say, oh, those were good points, but you have to express what were good points. You can't just say like, oh, I agree with you, right? You'll get dinged for that. So put some effort in the discussion forum as it is worth 450 points, right? The next weekly assignment you'll have are inquisitive assignments. I went over inquisitive assignments pretty in detail in the navigation video in terms of registering and your options for various ebooks and code purchases, right? So please make sure you watch that and review that information again. But your inquisitive assignments will be due every Saturday at 11:59 p.m. Whatever chapter is assigned in the syllabus, that is the chapters you will be responsible for completing each week, right? You can look on the inquisitive page for the various deadlines, or you can refer to the syllabus to understand which inquisitive assignment is due. I also provide a reminder for each inquisitive assignment at the end of each week module. So it'll say, remember to complete chapter 1 of We the People, complete chapters 3 and 4, right? So there are multiple reminders and indicators to show you what you need to do for the inquisitive assignments. You can work ahead on the inquisitive assignments, although I suggest that you do not, as many students who have done that before reviewing the lectures and the readings end up getting bad grades on the inquisitive and then email me, please, Professor Horn, is there anything I can do? I'm sorry, I can't, right? You have to follow instructions. This course is set up to where you have to follow instructions. If you follow instructions, you'll do just fine in this course. This is a general education course. I'm fully aware of that. I treat it as such. I don't expect you guys to be political experts, but I do expect you guys to put in the effort that is needed. And if you put in the effort, right, and sometimes that's minimal effort, you're going to do just fine in this class, right? But what you're going to do poorly in this class is if you work ahead and try to just get through everything in the first couple of weeks, right? Just take it slow. There's not that much work each week. Just find a system that works for you, whether the system laid out on the How This Course Works page on the course website or develop your own system. Just make sure you meet your deadlines, right? Your deadlines are Wednesday by 11:59 p.m. for your initial discussion forum post, and then Saturday at 11:59 p.m. for all the other things, right? So it's pretty easy. I also send weekly announcements on Wednesdays and Fridays to remind you to turn your assignments in, right? I try to make it as easy as possible. I really do care about my students. I don't like failing students. I don't like giving students grades of C or lower. Undoubtedly, there'll be a couple people because of the lack of effort on their part. But students that put an effort into my classes and truly try, they end up passing without issue, right? You can ask around. I have a reputation of being a pretty easygoing professor. But what I don't tolerate is you not putting in the effort, then trying to raise your grade at the end of the class. It won't work, all right? It won't work. The next weekly assignment you have are the chapter activities. Those will be correspond with that, whatever chapter you're assigned. And within the chapter activities, there are three short activities. They're very brief. All three activities per chapter should take you no more than 30 minutes, even less, right? Even less. But you'll have a simulation, which gives you a scenario, and you get to play the role of a stakeholder, and you're able to essentially make decisions and see how those decisions affect the scenario, right? So it's pretty cool. You also have video exercises where you'll watch short videos and then you'll answer 2 to 5 questions on the video. Straightforward, easy points, right? Easy points. And then lastly, you'll have a politics quiz, which kind of takes some of the information presented in both the simulation, the video exercise, as well as the lectures and the readings for the week, and summarizes those. Those are quick and easy quizzes as well, right? About maybe anywhere from 5 to 10 points. Not a lot of questions, right? All the chapter activities, you should breeze through those. Those are just meant to show you how the things you're learning in the text and in lecture are applied in real life, right? So they're pretty cool. Students usually like those, right? We also do have 2 midterm exams in this class. The first midterm will be at the end of February. The second midterm will be at the end of March. And then you have one comprehensive final exam, though I usually make that exam non-comprehensive and just treat it as such a third exam, right? So you essentially have 3 exams in this class, each covering a third of the class, non-comprehensive for the final, right? But that's essentially how the class works, right? The assignments are all presented in points, right? I've taught this class in the past where I've had weighted averages, such as discussion forums make up 15% of your grade, right? And it's kind of hard to keep track of all that because the discussion forums are in points and you don't really know how many points total and how do you do that math, right? It's doable, but it's kind of a pain for students. So what I did this semester is I switched everything over to points. So if you ever wonder about your grade, you can always check out your grade on Canvas and then you can see how many points you have out of the total, and then that'll be, you add everything up. It's simple math. So if you'd like to figure out your grade, please check out the grades on Canvas, do the little bit of math, as I don't do that for students, right? I have about 300 students this semester. I would be spending all my days calculating student grades. That information is there. You just need to do a little bit of legwork yourself. Other than that, that's pretty much it for the exams. There will be some extra credit throughout the semester because we have a lot going on. This is a great time to take American government. We have primary elections. We have debates in the Democratic Party. We have impeachment trial going on in the Senate. We have the State of the Union coming up in a couple weeks, right? There's lots of stuff happening in government and politics, which is good for you because that means there'll be lots of extra credit opportunities. So whenever extra credit opportunities arise, I'll pop in with a checking in video, making sure everything is doing okay. Sometimes I do it when I'm walking my dog. Other times I'll just be here from my home office. And I'll also drop information about extra credit in those videos as well. So please make sure you read all emails that come from me. You read all messages that get announced in the Canvas website. Subscribe to those so you get alerted when those messages come. And then also watch my checking in videos because I drop little nuggets of extra credit and stuff in there as well. In terms of getting in contact with me, the best way to do that is through email. I'll get around to it if it's through Canvas, but it gets to me quicker if it's in Campus email, right? So I'm able to answer that pretty quick from my phone. I do answer emails pretty quick. I'm one of those guys that you've always seen that meme that says 0 unread emails versus 5,000, right? I like to be on the 0 end, even though it's never possible during the semester, but I'm pretty responsive, right? That's one of my reputations among students is to be pretty responsive. I usually get back the next morning if it's after hours, or if I need to do a little research on it, or if I'm just busy in the evening, or I'll get to it almost that same day, right? So no more than 24 hours usually, though my official response time is 48 hours. I hardly ever do use that. On the weekends I do, right? I take weekends off. Just like many of you. So I won't answer emails on the weekends unless it is an emergency. I do kind of screen the subjects. If it's an emergency, I'll get back to you. If not, I'll get back to you on Monday, right? Other than that, have fun in this class, right? There's lots of seriousness in politics today and tribalism and partisanship, and we'll talk about all that and some of the problems that brings to society. But choose this class as an intellectual exercise. Have fun. Learn as much as possible, right? This is a very historical time in America. You don't think so because you're living it, but believe me, when history books were written, there'll be a lot of chapters in this particular era that we're living in, right? Do reach out to me if you have any questions. Technical help, you'll need to reach out to the desk, the help desk, or to Inquisitive Help. But just general course help or questions, or you see something in the news, you're like, is this true? I don't know what's going on. Send me emails. I'm happy to answer all that. If I get enough of them, I'll make a video and I'll check in. I'll do a little quick explainer, office hours explainer. But other than that, It's going to be a pretty chillax semester, right? As you youngsters say, that's some vocab from my younger days, but it'll be pretty easygoing, and I expect all of you to do wonderful in the class. Again, if you put in the effort, you'll do just fine. And I'm happy to have you all. This is truly a wonderful time to be taking American government, and hopefully it'll be a memorable class. So please reach out if you have any questions. I hope everybody does well in the class. I will be checking in throughout the semester, popping in on discussion forums, right? I might even have a couple of TAs that are able to pop in and answer some questions. But I'm here for you, whether it be online office hours, which I have 2 hours a week on Mondays and Wednesdays. Refer to the syllabus for those hours. Or I'm on campus almost every day, right? So come in and stop by, say hi if you need to. Other than that, reach out if you need me, and welcome to the class.